everybody, it is Michelle, Trader Girl ATX with my end of day update for today, Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. I was in a practice account because I had met my max daily loss limit yesterday, Monday, because it was a holiday, blah, blah, blah. So because it was a holiday, that all carried through to today, and I didn't get to trade that account. So I was in the practice account, and I went big, went hard. I do what I always do in a practice account. Anyway, let's see how it looked. $12,367.92 with an 81.29% win rate on a total of 278 trades. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the day that this is my real money in my real account. So here's some more stats. Profit factor 3.47, recovery factor negative 2.85, win-loss ratio 4.58. Max winners in a row was 17, max losers in a row was 3. So here we go. I am now actually in the Houston area. I think I'm still going to call myself Trader Girl ATX until a couple months go by and I figure out exactly what I'm doing, but it was a really good day. And one thing that I've learned, or I got some perspective, I'm feeling much better today than I did a couple days ago or even yesterday. I want to tell you something. Well, maybe I don't really want to discuss it, but you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to be real. It's embarrassing to me to be in the situation that I'm in right now. I'm a day trader. I've run my own businesses. I'm a long-time serial entrepreneur. I've started 9 different businesses over the years since I was probably about 23 years old. I supported my family for over half of the years together when I was with my husband because he would not work and hold a job. He'd work a couple years and then not work a couple years. And I was always like the breadwinner, and I did very, very well. I used to be a web developer at Dell Computer. I led a team of 21 web developers in 5 different regions. And this was back during the dot-com boom, back when I first started trading around 1997, 1998. It's back when I first started trading. And the short story is I have been a badass throughout most of my life. Exceptional in everything except I could never run fast. I could run long distances and I had the heart, but I could never sprint. Anyway, I've been really blessed to be good at very many things in my life and exceptional in many ways. But being a trader is the hardest thing I've ever done. Even though I did start trading a really long time ago, there was a many-year gap in there after I quit my job to be a trader in 2001. It was April 2001 is when I quit my job to trade full time because I had just placed number 14 on a contest with CBSMarketWatch.com. It was called the Survivor Day Trader Challenge, and anybody in the world who wanted to could sign up, and you could trade with a fake $100,000 in this account, and it lasted several weeks. I don't want to say that it lasted months, but maybe it did. I don't know. It lasted, let's say 16 weeks. It lasted a long time. But by the time it was over with, I finished the contest number 14. I know there was at least 100,000 other traders. I have no idea how many traders it was. I never looked into it. But the point was, I was a really good trader. And where am I going with this? So I quit my job because who needs a job when you can kill it, right? Where am I going with this? I ended up being pregnant, and I found out like 10 days later, my son was born with severe birth defects to his feet. I got to take him to physical therapy 5 days a week for his first year of life to try to work to see if we could improve his feet, his Achilles tendons. We did all kinds of physical therapy. Why am I going off on all this? But anyway, the short story was, I've been really exceptional, but life has been difficult along the way. I ended up having 2 children, both of them born with that same severe birth defect. And then my husband would work 2 or 3 years and then not work 2 or 3 years. So I was always the one who was the breadwinner first when I worked at Dell, but then also I started multiple small businesses and ran those while my husband was not working and providing for the family. I always had to be the breadwinner. And he also took my stake away from me, so I couldn't trade for many, many years. I don't know if it was 15 years, 17 years. First time I finally was able to save up some money and trade. This was, I get my years wrong, but it was around 2019, something like that. I bought Halliburton, ran a swing trade on it for the course of a year, and I grew my portfolio 40% that year. It was the first time I got to start trading again after a 15, 17 year break. So I did okay. And my business, I have a metal wall art business. At the time, it's still there. It's on Etsy, but also I was an in-house brand for Wayfair and their worldwide family of sites. Wayfair had contacted me and wanted to be one of their in-house brands that they sell across all of their sites worldwide. And so my business was doing really well. It was a 6-figure business. My life was doing okay, but I was turning 50 years old, and I knew it was time for me to file for divorce and leave my husband because, I don't know, I'm sure if you ask my kids, I don't know exactly what they would say. They don't understand why I filed for divorce. They felt like I had a good life, and they had a good life, and we had a good, solid family. I'd homeschooled my boys. I mean, I gave my life to my kids, and I sacrificed a lot over those years, like you're supposed to do, right? But I always wanted to be a trader, and I didn't get to trade for many years, and I didn't feel like my husband took care of me or provided for me, and therefore I didn't feel like I was loved. So I filed for divorce, got the divorce. Life was going great until the very first man I dated ended up being a psychopathic liar who lied to me for months and months and months, made me fall for him, promised me, told me that anyway, big plans. Everything was going wonderful until it didn't. And I just sued him on Friday. We're coming up right on the 4-year statute of limitations. I didn't mean to get into all of this, but people have messaged me and asked me, they wanted to know about my backstory for trading, my backstory for what kind of a person I am, what do I do in this life. And so I've moved. This man hunted me. He stalked me for months. He wanted to bash my face in. He wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill my kids. He wanted to kick in my son's kneecaps. He said he'd paid the banditos to put a hit on my ex-husband. He used to get in my face. Let me see if I can put my hand he would get in my face and scream at me for hours and hours and hours every day. And guess what? At the time when this was all going down, when he turned into a monster, I had traded $250 million in transactions in 9 months, me trading ExxonMobil all day, every day. That's enough for my trading backstory and my life backstory. But the point is, it's hard. My life ever since the hunting and the attack and the boyfriend, I'm still in recovery mode and trying to get my trading back. Love you for listening and putting up with me. God bless us all. Please pray for me to stay safe.